We know NoCo. From Town Square Media, this is Tuned Into NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis. Next up on Tuned Into NoCo, we have the opportunity to speak with the Fort Collins Salvation Army's Corps Officer and Captain, Genesis Apuan. So first off, Genesis, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I know we've had you on the show before, and it's always a pleasure to have you here. But before we get into what you guys are doing this holiday season, do you mind telling our listeners who may not be aware what the Salvation Army is and does?
Here in Fort Collins, the Salvation Army is a social service in the church first, and we help those people who need help with rent, utilities, food, clothing, and, we try and do our best there. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Christmas time is always probably a busy time for you guys.
Very, very busy.
Yeah. And you guys are doing two events. You got the Red Kettle event going on, which kicked off earlier this month. And you also have the Angel Tree. Tell our listeners what these are.
Sure. The Red Kettle campaign is the Salvation Army's biggest fundraiser for the year. And we are out there in front of stores, like Walmarts and King Soopers, and just ringing our bell there to, ask for your donation. This started way back in 1891 in San Francisco, where Captain McPhee, then he saw that the homeless were going hungry, so he wanted to do something. And he remembered that back in England, the Navy would put out a little pot, and people would just drop coins into it to help those in need. So he tried that there, and then it worked. And so 6 years later, it went to Boston, and now it's in about 132 countries.
Wow,
so,
it caught on fast. That's awesome. Why do you think this event is so beneficial to our community right here in Northern Colorado?
Well, the Red Kettle campaign, the funds from that helps us to keep the lights on, help us to keep, our staff paid, and also, it supplies food and stuff that we need to help those in need. So that is one of the biggest, our biggest campaign during the year. So.
For sure. Do you guys still need volunteers for this?
Oh, absolutely. Please, if you want to ring bells, come and give me a call, come by and visit, and we'll put you someplace where we could use you.
Awesome. Great. And what number would be good for them to call?
970-207-4472. Again, 970-207-4472. Extension 201 gets you directly to me, and I'm the one who does all the kettle stuff, so we certainly need more volunteers to do this.
You guys heard that. If you would like to volunteer for the Salvation Army, you can give Genesis a call. They are in need of bell ringers for their Red Kettle event that's going on through December. For more information, you can contact Genesis directly at 970-207-4472, extension 201. That will get you directly to him. Again, that's 970-207-4472, extension 201. Now, for this Red Kettle event, is there a certain amount you guys hope to raise?
Yes, our goal is $120,000 this year, and we right now I think we're about $15,000 into it.
Okay.
So we have about 24 more days to raise that.
Yeah.
And that will be about $4,000 a day. We could certainly use volunteers so that we don't have to pay for it, more donors to give.
Yeah.
We also have a virtual Red Kettle. I'm not sure, it's kind of new. This is like maybe the third year that we're trying it. And if they raise $10,000 on our virtual Red Kettle, an anonymous donor will also donate $10,000. They will match that.
Wow.
So the website, if I'm allowed to tell you, it's tinyurl.com/Fort Collins VRK. That is where you can make donations to our virtual Red Kettle. If you can't make it out during to one of the kettles physically, you can make that donation online, and everything is secure, and you don't have to post your name or anything. You could do it anonymously. But again, if we reach $10,000 on that virtual Red Kettle, an anonymous donor will give us another $10,000. So.
Wow, how amazing.
Yes.
Now, do you mind saying that website one more time?
Sure. It is tinyurl.com/Fort Collins VRK. that is our virtual Red Kettle website.
Now, you guys are also doing the Angel Tree, where you provide Christmas gifts to children and families in northern Colorado. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, Angel Trees are where we help the families who can't afford toys for their children to sign up, and we would, the donors of the community would purchase a toy for the child.
Okay.
We have trees up in Walmart on Whitesville and one on Mason.
Okay.
So the two Walmarts there, and also one in Macy's at the Foothills Mall. You could come by, pick a child that you want to choose to help, buy a gift for them, whatever you can, and bring it back unwrapped either to the Salvation Army or to the Walmart where you picked it up at.
Awesome. That's amazing. So you said you have 3 locations for this Angel Tree. You have one at the Walmart on Mason and at the Walmart on Whitesville, and then you have one at the Macy's in Fort Collins. Do people get to shop for whatever gifts they want, or do the kids have a list?
Well, the kids did, when we did the sign-ups, the kid did give us their wish list, and we put those on the wish, on the card, on the Angel Tree card. And whatever you could get for them, it's fine. Certainly they would like what they wish for, but we know that not all donors are able to purchase what they specifically want, or it may go out, out of stock. So whatever you can is wonderful.
Yeah. How do you guys distribute these gifts back to the families?
We have I think it's on December 21st, we will do the distribution.
Okay.
Each family has a time and a card when they know when to come by, and they will just drive around. We would have the Poudre Fire Authority usually helps.
Yeah.
And we've been packing the toys already into bags. So when it's your time, we would just get your bag, your number, bring it out, and you'll be on your way. So
how great is that?
Yeah, we leave them unwrapped so that the parents also get a feeling of doing something for the children, so that they could wrap them. We provide them with wrapping paper if necessary. So.
Wow, that's so neat. Do you have any stories from past years of this event that you'd like to share?
Many.
Yeah.
But we hear about it usually around January when all the gifts are open and people have settled down. And they tell us that, well, thank you very much for what you've done for us. And then later on, we've met this family this past year where we help them as children. And so when they become adults, they donate what they can to the Salvation Army.
Oh, how cool.
So, stories like that from every location that I've been to, I've heard about. So,
yeah. Well, that's amazing. Everyone, you heard that. The Salvation Army is doing a lot this month in Fort Collins. They have the Red Kettle event. So, make sure if you see a red kettle, you donate. Now, Genesis, do you guys have specific locations where people can look for these red kettles?
Right now, we are at the Hobby Lobby, the King Soopers on JFK, Sam's Club in Fort Collins, and the Walmart on Magnolia in Fort Collins. So,
okay, great.
Yep.
Perfect. So if you are out and about at one of those locations, make sure you donate your spare change into one of the red kettles. They also are doing their Angel Tree, where you can donate a Christmas gift to a child in northern Colorado. And you can do that in 3 locations, at the Walmart on Mason and Whitesville in Fort Collins, as well as the Macy's in Fort Collins. So make sure when you are out and about doing your holiday shopping this year, you take an extra 5 minutes and shop for a local northern Colorado kid. It really will help make their Christmas. It's just such a great way to give back. But if you would like to donate in other ways, they do need bell ringers for the Red Kettle event. They are in search of more volunteers. So if you are interested, make sure you reach out to Genesis directly at 970-207-4472, extension 201. Again, that's 970-207-4472, extension 201. Now, Genesis, I know you've been on the show before, but do you mind telling our listeners a little bit about you, your background, and how you got involved with the Salvation Army?
My parents and my grandparents went to the Salvation Army, and when my parents were children. So my grandparents went, and so I was raised into the Salvation Army as a church, and thought I felt called, to do what I've seen people do for many, many years. So that is why I'm still here.
Yeah, well, we are so glad that you're doing what you're doing for our community. Again, you guys, please get out and donate to the Salvation Army, whether that's to one of their red kettles in Fort Collins, a Christmas gift for a child at their Angel Tree locations, or your time as a bell ringer for their Red Kettle event. It really is such a great way to celebrate the Christmas season. For more information on how to volunteer or where you can find a Red Kettle or Angel Tree location in Fort Collins so you can donate, or just how to get more involved, you can visit fortcollins.salvationarmy.org. That's fortcollins.salvationarmy.org. Or you can call Genesis directly at 970-207-4472, extension 201. Genesis, before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know?
No, well, I think that's about it. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. We've already, again, received $15,000 through our Red Kettles of generous donors from, all around Fort Collins area. So thank you for all you do.
Well, thank you. Thanks for listening to What Matters in NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis with Town Square Media's Tuned Into NoCo. If you missed part of the show, you can find it on your Town Square Media station app or website. If you or your organization would like to be considered for Tuned Into NoCo, send me an email at ashlee.meehleis@townsquaremedia.com. That's ASHLEE.MEEHLEIS@townsquaremedia.com.